Talking about aloe vera is to talk about health, beauty and life. Throughout the centuries it has been considered a plant coming from Eden, a silent and miraculous healer, an authentic natural remedy for any human illness that in the Canaries, and more particularly in Lanzarote, grows anywhere due to the climate and the rocky and arid soil typical in the islands of the Blessed. In appearance, it looks like a cactus, but it actually belongs to the lily family, like the garlic, the lily, the asparagus or the tulip. It is a kind of species called succulent because they contain a lot of juice. There are over 340 types of aloes known, but human manipulation has had a great influence on the steady increase in the number of new species. However, not all of them have therapeutic properties, as happens with the barbadensis Miller aloe vera. This plant, as science has shown throughout the centuries, is an authentic cocktail of active molecules that interact synergically and are vital to the prevention and healing of several illnesses and pains. This plant grows spontaneously on rocky and arid areas and is very common in the Canaries in Africa, though they can also be found in the Caribbean, Central and South America, China, Cambodia, Thailand, Pakistan and some areas in the United States. No one knows for sure, but it is most likely that the aloe vera was used in prehistoric times. More than likely if you consider that the Paleolithic man based his survival on taking products from nature. In any case, the first reliable evidence on the use of aloe vera can be traced back to 3000 BC in Egypt. There were pictorial representations that decorate tombs and funerary monuments, which represents the aloe plant. The oldest epigraphic news that remains on its medicinal use can be found on clay tablets of Sumer, written about 2100 BC, and in which the laxative effect of the plant is described. Egyptians, Hindus, Romans, Arabs, and Chinese prepared different remedies able to handle almost all types of ailments with aloe. The Hindus even called it the silent healer, since they believed that it grew in the gardens of Eden. Traditional doctors in ancient China called it the harmonic remedy, and they had already sensed it was one of the plants with more therapeutic properties. Hippocrates, Dioscorides, Galliano, among many other illustrious characters, refer to aloe numerous times in his medical works responding to many an illness. During the Middle Ages, under Muslim rule, there were large plantations of aloes in Al-Andalus. They were responsible for the spread of aloe in Europe and in Spain, where it was also imposed as an ornamental plant. Although until the late 15th and early 16th centuries, botany was not developed as a science. The cultivation of medicinal plants has already been documented in the 13th century. Although there is no doubt that there were aloe plants in America, the Spanish Jesuits, after the conquest of America, were the ones who spread the knowledge of it to different parts of the continent, where their missions were located. Aloe almost fell out of use in the Renaissance, and its therapeutic value was rediscovered again during the Second World War. Although aloe vera was becoming popular little by little, it was not until the 70s that its use was generalized, creating an industry associated with this miraculous plant. It is not easy to find in nature a plant that meets so many beneficial qualities for overall health and skin in particular. So far, more than 200 substances that improve the daily functioning of our body have been described in the aloe vera. The most important one is the water. 95% of it is water, which explains its therapeutic power. Since water is the ideal vehicle in which the remaining biologically active substances, aloe is rich in minerals and oligoelements, including in its composition iron, an essential component in the blood, calcium, which prevents osteoporosis, arthritis, and other rheumatic problems, phosphorus, which combined with calcium promotes bone mineralization and brings vigor and energy to the muscles, magnesium, which plays an essential role in the transmission of energy, manganese, with calming and antidepressant properties, potassium, which fights hypertension and improves athletic performance, chromium, essential for the metabolism of fat and carbohydrates, copper, antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, zinc, which stimulates the immune system and enhances the sexual appetite, selenium, which contributes to the growth and fertility, especially that of men, silicon, essential to fight osteoporosis, and germanium, which contributes to increase the absorption of oxygen by the body's cells. As if this were not enough, aloe provides 19 of the 22 amino acids needed by the human body, 7 of which are essential. We can find among its components enzymes, protein substances that allow important biochemical reactions in the body, as well as mono and polysaccharides, responsible for many of the therapeutic aspects of aloe, and sterols, essential components of cell membranes of plants. Although aloe can stand the cold very well, we cannot say the same about moisture. That is the reason why it is so important to cultivate it in an easy drainage area. If the plant is outdoors, it should only receive a moderate wind, and you should have to avoid it from getting too wet. If it is inside, it should receive intense light. It will grow at its best when there are no drastic changes in temperature, and it oscillates between 20 and 25 degrees. The best time to plant is spring, when the vital cycle of the plant is more active. It is convenient to change the container once a year and add some fertilizer so the plant growth is optimal. Once the aloe reaches its adult stage, 3 years, simply add fertilizer once or twice a year. It must be watered very little, but in depth. Better use filtered or rainwater, since tap water generally has a high chlorine content, and this would delay the growth of the plant. The aloe plant is a miracle of nature. It reduces heartburn, it has rejuvenating properties, reduces pain and the inflammation that is produced by rheumatoid and arthritic processes, as well as the symptoms of allergic asthma. It is a very powerful weapon in the fight against hair loss. It also allows rapid healing of wounds. It levels blood pressure. Due to the high content in calcium, potassium and cellulose, it is also an effective coagulant. Drinking the juice helps reduce blood cholesterol levels, it improves digestion, and it is an incredible natural painkiller. Aloe is also a perfect humidifier for skin that helps to hydrate and increases up to 8 times the production of the cells responsible for natural collagen. It is also an excellent treatment against skin blemishes, protects against UV rays, soothes burns, and is recommended against psoriasis and seborrhea. Aloe is a tonic and restorative and is very suitable for those people who follow weight-losing diets. Creams made from aloe are very popular among athletes because they are excellent for application to sprains and strains. It is also used to fight gingivitis, mouth ulcers and blisters, as well as to treat diseases such as chickenpox. Talking about aloe vera is talking about health and beauty, is talking about the Canary Islands, and of course, Lanzarote.